Everybody, it's a Mad Master. I'm doing another video here. It's probably going to be a weekly segment. And keep in mind, some of these people might be getting the vaccination, so they won't be as much hypocrites. But then again, some people have said, like, I don't know if this is because of dosage, have to get 2 doses or whatnot, but you're still supposed to socially distance and wear masks even if you get the vax, supposedly. So, but until, all these politicians are vaxxed and stuff, I think this weekly segment that I'm going to be doing really fits. And I may stop doing it at some point, but I probably should have done it before, back in the summer when this whole thing started as far as these hypocrites, especially when there was no vax. Well, we have our weekly COVID hypocrite of the week, COVID hypocrite of the week. And who's that? None other than Mayor DiBlasio of New York. So DiBlasio wasn't really caught because he wasn't caught. He just flagrantly displayed, his decorum and his dance skills with his wife on New Year's Eve night. And he's telling people to stay home, but he's in Times Square dancing. And granted, he's wearing a mask, and then there was controversy with his wife's mask because it had these symbols that, are controversial. Supposedly, I think it's just some kind of symbol that's used a lot in different kinds of ways. I don't think it's necessarily what people thought it was. So I'm gonna tear into that conspiracy theory right there. So the problem with this is it's these politicians have engaged in this behavior, telling their citizens they have to stay home, or whatever, or suggesting they stay home and then going out in Times Square and dancing, even with masks on, which fucking looks stupid. But with his wife and on Times Square, and it was filmed and it was tweeted about and stuff. The problem with this is it's very it reminds me a lot of feudalism and let them eat cake, Marie Antoinette, and all that stuff. All that shit you learn in history class. I don't know if they teach it anymore, but you hear about these people that they're these kings that can get away, or queens, or whatever, princes. They could get away with stuff that the normal citizen can't. That's what feudalism is about. It's just like people are your servants. So when he does this, it just reminds me of that. It's like, oh, rules for thee, not for me, and all the Fox News fucking headlines about all that. It's funny. I mean, I'm not a Fox News fan in the least, but they do talk about that stuff, and it's true. They're right. So I don't know if he's had the vax or not, or what his health situation is, but he's telling people to stay home. He's telling people not to go out, and he's not giving really an explanation of, or apology. He's just doing what he does. And it's brazen at this point. There's going to be people, So, I mean, if this segment might not be a weekly segment after all, because people are going to say, well, I had the vax, so I can do it, these politicians and stuff. But it's a little too late to do this segment, honestly, because of that factor. Of course, we don't know what this is going to be done. It could be endemic, and it could be that they, who knows? But it's the COVID hypocrite of the week. And it should be of the day, because I read about something almost every day. But a weekly segment is fine. It'll be fine. By the way, as a note, I'm doing a new Rufus McDoofus video, and probably in the next week or so. I haven't done one in a long time. I'm a little scared of talking like that in my new apartment, honestly, but it is what it is. I think this one is probably one of my best ones. I wrote it months ago. I already have the script, just haven't had all the images yet. Now that I mention it, maybe, I don't know. If I can find a COVID hypocrite of the week, I will be doing the segment weekly. But I'll probably hear about more as time goes on. Just when I hear it, I'll do the segment. It's not going to be like I'm going to schedule it on Fridays. But um, so DiBlasio is the COVID hypocrite of the week, even though this week is or this new week is starting, so we might have more. Like I said in previous videos, I'm just like I'm not surprised at any of it anymore. When this year began, I really thought naively that even if it was by one smidgen of integrity, Democratic Party was better than Republicans a little bit, just a little tiny bit. And the more I hear about these hypocrites, the less I believe that. And I don't believe that. I don't like Republicans either. I don't like the Republican, ideas of, Mitch McConnell and all those people. But with regards to this whole crisis and just the hypocrisy, it's off the charts with these fucking Democrats. With politicians, I mean, it's just maddening. I even have some friends that are really establishment Democrats who are starting to agree with me about this. Like, they're like, oh yeah, I hate the hypocrisy too. It's ridiculous, because we can't really, I mean, if you're enjoying the fruits of life, like these politicians that went on vacation, they said not to leave your house and they go on a vacation, or they go on a cruise, or, or some restaurant with a bunch of people without masks, or parties, or, dance in Times Square, and telling you to stay home and all this shit. It's like, I mean, to me, it's like, stop doing this shit. If you want people to, if you want people not to believe conspiracy theories about the virus, if you want people to follow be compliant, stop violating your own guidelines. If you don't, if they don't stop doing it, I mean, the more they do it, it's, maybe these really crazy conspiracy people are right. Like, it's divide and conquer. Like, they create this thing on purpose. I don't know. I think it's just people being dullards. I mean, if you want to watch a guy that's more consistent about the hypocrites, watch Carl Vernon's channel. Because I'm not going to search it out. If I just happen to find out someone's a hypocrite, I'll do a video about it. But, watch his channel. I highly recommend his channel. I don't agree with everything he says. I think some of his ideas are a little off, and I think he's a little more socially conservative than I ever will be. Some of the stuff he said, just like, come on, dude. But on a couple of videos he did, I can't remember exactly. It was something. It wasn't about the Netflix documentary. Don't worry about that. I haven't even, or the Netflix movie or whatever. That was controversial. I'm not thinking about that. It was something else. I can't remember what it was. So yeah, these hypocrites have got to stop. I mean, if they don't stop violating their own rules, then people are going to double down on violating the rules. If they want people to follow the rules, follow your own rules. DiBlasio could have been dancing in his living room and had like a webcam or something, with his wife, and maybe they probably would have worn masks anyways. Because half these fucking politicians, they'll be in their fucking home, in their mansion, filming an address to the public, wearing a mask because they're a good example. Wisconsin DNR required people wear a mask on Zoom a couple months ago. I think they reneged on that or whatever, but that was like a requirement for a while, which is just absolutely ludicrous. I mean, I have heard rumors that people are encouraged to wear masks in their own house. I mean, I don't know. I haven't read every city or state's mandates, but like without other people, I don't know if I believe that. I think they're exaggerating. If there is a place, a region in the United States or elsewhere that requires you to wear a mask in your own home, even when alone, let me know, because I'm gonna laugh. I want to read it and laugh. because it's humor. Our civilization is at a turning point right now. You know, um, these old systems are scrambling for power, and they're using this whole thing. I don't know. I don't. It's unconscious. Like, if you want to go into like the occult, like I truly believe they're like it's partly related to that. You know, maybe. You know, let's just say as a thought experiment that that's true. Like these old systems trying to hold on to their power because they know they're losing the grasp with this new age that we're in. You know, who knows? I don't know. It's just a little theory, a little hypothesis, not a theory. But oh, speaking of dystopian science fiction, check out what I have in the background. Um, the role playing game Paranoia. I mean, I played it once in high school, or no, a couple of times in high school. I had to buy it. We haven't played it in the role playing group yet, but I hopefully in the next few years we will. I've been kind of delaying that, but it's an interesting, fun game, as far as I recall. And hopefully won't these dystopian ideas won't be prevalent as far as what we're living in the future. So that's a COVID hypocrite of the week segment. Went on way too long. I hope I don't have to do. I don't hope I don't have to do more of these segments, but I will when they come up. See you later.